All right, folks, episode 5 was truly the calm before the storm. The major dramas in the show kept building in this episode, and I'm telling you, some of them are about to explode. That also means some of the big questions we've had since the start of the season might finally get answered in episode 6. Will Emmett and Keisha get their happy ending? Will Tiff find out who killed Rob? Who will be Detective Toussaint's first target? To answer all these questions, let's take a look at what might happen in episode 6. Episode 6 is titled, Do the Shy Thing, and the synopsis says, Emmett and Keisha put their relationship and parenting skills to the test. Tiff opens herself up to other connections. Damien takes risks in hopes of a payoff. Detective Toussaint's trail leads to Bakari. All right, let's break down what the synopsis is actually saying. I think it's fair to say that the relationship between Emmett and Keisha is progressing in a pretty unusual way. The couple really does seem to love each other. Raising Ronnie and EJ together, expecting their own baby soon, and Emmett always being positive and supportive toward Keisha are truly beautiful things. The guy's definitely trying, I'll give him that. But things might not be going as well as they seem for the couple. After all, they still haven't gotten married. Emmett said on the boat that he didn't propose during Keisha's pregnancy because he didn't want to stress her out. From the way he spoke and his expressions, it's clear that he still doesn't have the courage to propose. And the reason might be Tiff, because when it was hinted that he still hasn't gotten over Tiff, he paused in a noticeably odd way. On top of that, when he's around Tiff, he seems very energetic and treats her with real affection. I definitely think Emmett and Keisha will face a challenge in their relationship. Maybe Keisha will question Emmett's feelings for Tiff, but I believe that in the end, Emmett will choose Keisha, because no matter what, he respects her deeply and is genuinely excited about their new baby. And if we flip the coin, it wouldn't be wrong to say that Tiff's feelings might be directed at someone else. Let's now look at the more dramatic side of things. In previous episodes, Nuck made it very clear that he's interested in Tiff, and it's also obvious that Tiff is feeling confused about him. Still, because her mind is on Rob and she's not really sure about the thing between her and Vic, she turned Nuck down for now. I think Nuck's being pretty natural around Tiff. At the beginning of the episode, he had no problem shooting one of his own guys, but with Tiff, he's always trying to be helpful and kind. Maybe the guilt he feels over killing Rob is fueling this motivation. That's why I think at some point, Nuck is going to tell Tiff himself that he killed Rob. Most likely in episode 6, we'll see Tiff telling others she's thinking about giving Nuck a chance. Then in the next episode, they'll get closer, and Nuck won't be able to keep the secret any longer and will confess to Tiff that he killed Rob. What happens next will be entirely up to Tiff. I'm already looking forward to seeing how that plays out. What do you all think about Tiff and Nuck? Do you think it's a good match, or should we see her with Vic? Let me know in the comments. Let's continue analyzing the synopsis because it seems like we're about to witness one of the season's weirdest storylines. It says that Damien, who had a successful game of spades in the previous episode, is going to take a risky move. His victory seems to have made him forget the warning about gambling. As much as I want him to get out of this mess, it looks impossible for him to escape this addiction without getting into serious trouble. But what do you think? Now let's move on to someone else I don't want to see get into trouble, to our boy Bakari. It was pretty clear that his energy didn't match with Hannah, the book publisher he met at the yacht party, and honestly, he wasn't wrong. The guy cares too much about his own story to ever let someone exploit him. That's why I think things will fall apart between him and Alicia, who is the one truly trying to take advantage of him. Sadly, I believe once Bakari cuts ties with Alicia, he might return to the criminal world. If Bakari continues to stay with Nuck after his split with Alicia, their next encounter might be a whole different story. So how might that meeting go? I think the answer is hidden at the end of episode 5. Alicia seems to have made a deal with Pastor Zeke to find her son's real killer, and we all know that investigation is going to lead straight to Nuck and Bakari. That's why I hope Bakari ends things with Alicia and also breaks away from Nuck so he can keep fighting for the life he dreams of. Because he probably buried the man Nuck killed, and if that comes out, things could get really messy for Bakari. Finally, let's talk about what's probably going to be the biggest action moment in episode 6. In episode 5, Detective Toussaint found out from her son in prison that Reg is alive. After checking the security footage, she was convinced that Reg is the one behind the ATM robberies. We already knew Reg was going to cause trouble. Ever since he came back, he's shown his anger toward Nuck and the others at every opportunity, and he clearly wants to take Nuck down and become the leader of the mob. At this point, the best thing for Jake would be to stay away from Reg. But right now, Jake is with Reg even though he doesn't really want to be, and it doesn't look like he will be stepping away anytime soon. I think in episode 6, Reg will get into trouble again, and because Jake is caught up in it, Vic will react harshly. Another possibility, of course, is a confrontation between Reg and the detective. Whatever happens, the chaos Reg is about to unleash looks frustrating but exciting to watch. What do you expect to happen in episode 6? Don't forget to share your theories in the comments. I'm really curious to hear them. And check out this video. I'm sure you'll love it.